The following is a special presentation of the First Horizon Green Sports Zone. This is the Gary's Paint and Body Shop Terry Hoese Show. Welcome back to First Horizon's Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Gary's Paint and Body Shop Terry Hoese Show, where we cover everything on the court with the South Greene Rebels basketball team. We'll recap the past two wins against Grainger and Happy Valley and preview what's up next with a trio of games from now until next Wednesday. But first, we need to get a spot break in first. So we'll be right back after these quick messages here on First Horizon's Green Sports Zone. The Gary's Paint and Body Shop Terry Hoese Show is brought to you by Gateway Ford Nissan, Tommy's Plumbing, Gary's Paint and Body Shop, and by First Horizon Bank.
Here's a twist on your typical banking options. What if instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
Welcome back to First Horizon's Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Gary's Paint and Body Shop Terry Hoese Show, where we cover everything on the hardwood with the South Greene Rebels basketball team. As always, I'm joined here with Rebels head coach Terry Hoese. Coach, how's it going?
Going good, Tyler. How are you?
I'm going good. It's going good. I have to mention it. First and foremost, sat down with Coach Greg last week. At the end of our interview, I talked about how you and I have a same color jacket that we've both worn for 5 years, and we've never worn it on the same day.
Maybe the stars will align at some point.
I'll be dang if it wasn't hanging on my closet door today, and I thought, I don't think today's the day. And I put it up, and I walk in here, and you're wearing it. So I joked about it last week. Today could have been the day, but
crazy.
It wasn't meant to be. It just wasn't meant to be. So we'll keep searching for that day whenever we both blind everybody with these bright electric blue jackets. But we got two wins to talk about: Grainger and Happy Valley. Let's backtrack all the way and rewind to Friday night. The Grainger Grizzlies came in here a little handicapped. They were facing some sickness and injuries as some teams are facing right now. But you get a good win over a good quality opponent. It helps propel you into this week where you were able to beat Happy Valley. So how good was Friday night for you all?
Friday night was good, and the crazy part about it, Coach Wolfenbarger came in and he had already told me that he had a few outs, and then come up on the stage Friday night before the game, and he said he was sending his other kid home. He had 102 fever, and he said, dude, this is going to be a waste of your time. And I just laughed. I was like, it'll never be a waste of my time. So he still had his kids playing hard, and he does a good job with them. And their kids, they're competitive. They're kind of like our kids, and the ones that he played gave everything they had. Luckily, we were able to knock down some shots. I think we hit 10 threes in here on Friday night and shot it really well. But outside of that, if you take those 10 3-pointers away, it was probably a game. So it is good to get a win, though, and play those non-conference games and try to play good people and get you ready to go into conference play. So at this point in the season, wins are wins.
And going back to the loss against Grainger in December, you had a big lead in the first quarter, and they wipe it away and win that game. And the same thing almost happened. You had a big lead up 15-0 before they score, and they cut it all the way down to, I believe, 6 in the third quarter. What did it take after that moment to not let that happen again and to be able to get to the finish line first?
We made some shots. I mean, that had the difference in the game. I think we finished out that first quarter up 18-2. And then I think we wound up going into the second or into the halftime up 11. They beat us 5 in the second quarter, and come out like you said. And they made a run there in the third quarter to cut it.
I think they made their first 3 shots in the third.
Kids stepped up and made a couple shots there. Will Arwood came in, had a huge night Friday night against Grainger. I think he wound up making 4, all of them in the second half. So different people coming in and contributing, and it's what you're looking for at this time of the year.
And it helps you go into this week where you were able to beat Happy Valley, get that first District 1-2A win of the season. How good was last night's win against Happy Valley?
It was a must-win.
Yeah.
You're 0-2 going into last night, and that's the last thing I told them before we took the floor. I was like, boys, we've not been in this situation here at South Greene in several years. And tonight's one of those, if you don't win it and go 0-3, we can pretty much just back up and punt. So it was some pressure on the kids last night to go out and get a win against a good Happy Valley team. They're much improved, and they are extremely well coached. They've got kids that can shoot the ball. They've got kids that play hard, get up down the floor, and can finish around the bucket. So he's got a complete team. Hats off to them, and hats off to my kids, because it did get crazy here last night. It was a physical game, and I don't know how many free throws were shot that second half, but there was a ton of them. I know we shot 20 ourselves.
In just the second half?
No, that was
Okay,
the whole game. But there was a lot of beating and banging, and the officials let us play, and I've got no issue with that if they let us play all the way around. So it was good for our kids to come in and get that first conference win. And like I said, you come in, if you can get a couple wins in a row and get the momentum going, you never know where it's going to take you.
And you mentioned putting that pressure on the team also. Sometimes teams crumble under pressure. Sometimes pressure creates diamonds. So how did they handle that pressure coming out of the locker room in the first half? How did they look?
Actually, to start the game, we looked okay. Come out and we made some turnovers early, but I think Noah Wright had the first 9 points last night. He was running the floor well, and we were getting the ball, and he was finishing around the bucket. We let them get loose a couple of times for threes that kind of kept them in it early. They had a kid knock down 2 or 3 there in the first half that kept them in the game, and then they wound up making 5 total for the entire game last night. But I know 3 of them came right there in the first quarter. So for the kids to come out and hit them in the mouth like that, and then be able to hold on and then pull away, I think last night's game, it got to just a 2 or 3 point game there late in the third quarter last night. And then Gavin made a shot to start the fourth quarter, and then we got a stop and a layup, and then come back and Gavin knocked down another one. And it kind of got us spread out. I think we went from up like 2 or 3 to up 11 in just a matter of a couple minutes. So it gave us a little bit of breathing room, and we held on at the end.
And then we'll talk about the conference standings just a bit before we go into the break and talk about what's up next within the conference. Unicoi beats West Greene last night in Malsheim. They now hold first place. They hold sole possession of first place. They're 3-0. Second is a tie between West Greene and Chucky Doak at 2-1, but West Greene would hold that tiebreaker. Fourth place, I believe, is a tie between South Greene and Johnson County, and now Happy Valley sitting back in last place. So that's the conference standings at the moment. Going forward now, you've got 2 more conference games, Chucky Doak and Johnson County. But before that, you've got University High, trip up to Johnson City for some non-conference action. We'll talk about that right after the break, though. So we'll get a few words in from our loyal sponsors, and we'll talk about that here on First Horizon's Green Sports Zone.
Here's a twist on your typical banking options. What if, instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
Tommy's Plumbing has been in business for 30 years, and we're still growing because we treat our customers like family. We are proud to do any job from kitchen faucet installation to a complete home repipe. Tommy's Plumbing offers warranties on most products installed by our technicians. When the job is done, our friendly professionals make sure to clean up. We invite you to visit our new showroom in Jonesboro to see our quality products for yourself. Tommy's is the only one to call when you need a fast, reliable, professional plumber in the Tri-Cities.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at GatewayNissanGreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
Welcome back to First Horizons Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Gary's Paint Body Shop Terry Hoese Show, where we cover everything on the court with the South Greene Rebels basketball team. As always, joined here with head coach Terry Hoese. So you got 3 games up ahead until the next time we sit down. You traveled to Johnson City to play University High in Brooks Gym, and then you come back home for Friday and Tuesday's conference action with Chucky Doak and Johnson County. So since it's the first one up ahead, let's talk about University High. Winless on the season does not dictate how good of a team they are. I watched them last night against South Greene. They almost squeaked one out. They got a lot of athletic kids. What do you expect whenever you go up there and play them in Brooks Gym?
It'll be tough. It's a hard place to go play just because for us it's the size of the floor, width and length, and it's they can spread you out, and they've got athletes that can spread you out. So they played us hard here back before Christmas, and I think we wound up beating them fairly decently, but it was a game for a while, and guy does a good job with them. They'll be well coached, and they're athletes. So anytime that you've got kids can put the ball in a hole and they can kind of be organized, they've got a chance to win. So I can't believe that they've not won any games. They're a much better team than a 0 win.
You're right. And Friday you get Chucky Doak here at home, and I've said it time and time again, it's probably been my favorite rivalry throughout the county over the last few years just because of how competitive these games have been, and it seems like they always come down to who wins the regular season championship and who wins the tournament championship. And you've got a team coming back that brings back everybody on Friday. So what do you expect whenever the Black Knights get in here on Friday?
Sam had a hard little year last year. He graduated 10 seniors year before, and those guys last year hadn't had much experience, and got a whole year's experience in with them, and I've sat and watched them play several games this year already, and man, he's got kids can shoot it. He has a lot of good-looking freshmen. Of course, you've got Grindstaff and Dom that can flat out just take over a game when they want to, and the big kid Palazzo's playing much better than what he played last year. They've got a complete team, and Sam knows how to win. So come Friday night, it'll be competitive. This place ought to be rocking, and it ought to be a classic South Greene Chucky Doak fight.
I'm hoping to see that. And then Johnson County on Tuesday, hey, you don't have to go up there on a weekday.
No.
They come down here, unfortunately for them, but you get the Longhorns on Tuesday, and I believe that wraps up the first half of your district schedule. Or no, you'd have one more left, I believe.
No,
or would that wrap
Johnson
it up?
County will wrap it up. Yeah.
That would wrap it up. So Johnson County will wrap it up on Tuesday. What do you expect whenever you play the Longhorns for the first time this year?
I honestly don't know what to expect. I haven't watched them play. I've seen scores. I mean, they put up 102 points against Hampton, who I know can play. And I've seen some other scores where they scored 40s. So just kind of depends, I guess. They may be a lot like us. If they're knocking down shots, they can put up some points. If they're not, it may be a competitive game. But I know Johnson County notoriously has always come in and brought kids that played hard and were physical. So I'm glad we get them here first. And the crazy part about that is we were supposed to go there Tuesday night, and we had our coaches meeting, and Coach sat down beside me, and he's like, "Coach, I got a question." I said, "What is it?" And he said, "We've got several games there in a row that are at home." He said, "Is there any way we could swap our home and away?" I looked at him and I was like, "Dude, anytime you're going to let me come to Johnson County on a Friday night, I'm in." So we were supposed to go there Friday or Tuesday night, but it'd be good to get them in here first in a home atmosphere, and hopefully we can steal one there. And if we could somehow, jockey Friday night and Tuesday night, kind of get us in the lead with that in a solid third place. But right now, anything can go. Chucky Doak comes in, knocks us off, and Johnson County knocks us off, and we're right down the bottom of the line. So big 2 nights for conference play for South Greene High School.
And Johnson County, I believe, has to come here, I think, on the weeknights 3 times this year. I think I looked at their schedule. I think their three conference games are all Tuesday nights here in Greene County. So that's unfortunate for them that they have to come down here on 3 Tuesday nights. But looking at Johnson County, it's a brand new team.
It is.
You've got a new head coach. Head coach's son, Carter Atwood, is gone. You've got a transfer in from Cosby, so it's a very different Johnson County team than you've seen in previous years without Austin Atwood opposite of you on the sideline and new pieces all around. So what's different about Johnson County that you've seen this year with a new head coach and staff?
Honestly, as far as what I've seen, I haven't watched them play with Darren. Of course, Darren played last year at Johnson County and then transferred to Cosby. And we actually played Cosby there in a Big H with him playing with Cosby. And then the next day, it was announced that he had went back to Johnson County. So I don't know where he will fit in with that mix, but they scored 102 without him.
Without him, yeah.
And so obviously they've got kids that can put the ball in the hole. So new system probably. I don't know if the guy's running anything that Atwood ran. He still has several of those kids back, even though we lost Atwood. Several of those kids are back, so maybe he's still running some of their schemes. I don't know, but he's doing something right if he can put 102 on the board.
Yeah, it's going to be very different. Friday night, you're playing a Chucky Doak team who brings back everybody.
Yes.
Same coaching staff, same players, and in Johnson County, it's almost totally different. New coaching staff, or maybe just new coach. I don't know about the full coaching staff, and then new players coming back, and it's just a weird kind of back-to-back set of games here where you know what to expect, and then you maybe don't know what to expect.
And, you take Johnson County. It's kind of like Unicoi County. You've got one high school in the entire county.
Right.
Everybody backs them, supports them. You talk about momentum. You get that community support coming to games, and you win a game or two, man, it can flat out propel you where you need to be. So they'll be ready to go Tuesday night. There's no doubt in my mind. I do hope that the 2-hour drive is not good to them on Tuesday.
Let's hope they get here, though.
Yeah,
Let's hope they get here.
No, I wouldn't wish anything bad, but people don't understand.
It will take a toll.
2 hours on a bus, what it does to you when it's time to play. So it's tough to go play up there, and I'm sure it's tough for them to come here. Thank God we only have to do it once. They have to do it 3 times, like you said. So it's a big 2 games for us. We need to get 2 right here, and we can get to 3 and 2 in the conference to get restarted. So at that point, if we can go through and lost 2 games in the front, if we can avenge those losses in the second half and finish out, then we're going to be somewhere toward the top anyway.
And I believe with the university, too, it's kind of crazy. I think they're in the same situation as Johnson County. New head coaching staff, new players. But you've already played them, so
Yes.
You've seen them before. But those are the 3 games up ahead at University High on Thursday, and then hosting Chucky Doak on Friday, and on Tuesday you're hosting Johnson County. So if you've got the opportunity to come out on Friday or Tuesday, do so here at South Greene High School. Varsity girls action will start roughly around 6:30 in both of those games, and then the boys will be to follow that. But unless there's anything else you've got to add, that's all I've got.
Make sure you keep that shirt out.
I can't believe I almost did it today and I didn't. I've been waiting on it for 5 years, and today could have been the day. I held it in my hand on the clothes hanger before I came in here, and I just didn't do it.
You got that Carolina blue on today. I'll forgive you.
I'm not a Carolina fan, though. Don't get it twisted. It's a 2-tone blue. Got some dark. That's not Duke blue, though. So either way, I'm not redeeming myself any with that. But that's all we got this week.
Tyler, thank you, buddy.
Absolutely. Thank you once again. Thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Gary's Paint and Body Shop Terry Hoese Show. We look forward to seeing you next time here on First Horizon's Green Sports Zone.